Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, it was like literally on CNN or the New York Times or something. Like the New York Times tweeted like, who is Sandoval and why should we care? What's a Vanderpump anyway? Or something like that. And why should we care?
I was hoping I wouldn't hear any more Real Housewives.
It has nothing to do with the housewives.
I know, it's still the same. It's still the same.
No, it isn't the same at all.
It's close enough.
Oh, come on. This is some really juicy gossip. But it's also awful because it's like tragedy befalling people, so you don't really want to talk about...
Is it tragedy befalling people, or are these people that jump into tragedy head first?
No. I feel like if this was any of our friends and something like this happened...
Something like what? Having an affair?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah.
No, that's jumping in head first. Literally, probably.
I don't know.
Hello? Last video store on the left. Murray? Is there a Murray here? I don't think he's here, pal. Hang on. Is there a fucking waste of life named Murray here? I'm sorry. All right. See ya.
I mean, like, we literally just opened. Like, where would Murray actually
I
be?
don't know. Maybe he thought it was a bar. There's a lot of Murrays at bars.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I see you guys pull up. It's me. I wanted to come in and thank you for leaving me in the store last week.
Oh, sorry about that, Mayor.
It's okay. I managed to shimmy out the back. You've got a transom, and I managed to shimmy up and out. I left the ladder open.
That's awfully athletic of you.
I fell a couple of times trying to do it, but I got out.
Good job.
I think I might have thrown up a few times in the back. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey, I'll make amends. I'm gonna make amends. I got this new drink in my bag. A guy told me it's called Paper Mache Volcano.
Paper mache volcano.
I think he might have been lying to me. It might be bar mat juice, but it's vodka, pineapple, grapefruit, coconut, lime, and White Claw.
Ew. Sounds like some kind of terrible experiment.
Yeah, I think it is. He's trying to get rid of me, but I've been here longer than him.
This is true, Mayor. That's actually better than some of the other stuff he's made you.
I thought I was just wasted, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know about the White Claw, but...
No, it's fizzy. It's fizz in my face.
It's true. This is true. I had a chocolate bar with pop candy in it the other day. Like
That
Disney
sounds...
candy.
It's gross.
It's weird, right?
It makes me feel like I'm losing my mind.
It was like a chocolate bar, but it like crackled in my mouth.
Was it a crackle?
No, it wasn't it literally had popping candy. It had Pop Rocks in it.
Huh.
They just can't call them Pop Rocks. So it's a chocolate candy bar with...
Make me want to throw up. Let me go in the back room.
Sorry, Mayor. Oh, that guy, you know? He is so funny.
Oh.
Sounds like the
man.
parking lot's having a bit of
Parking
trouble.
lot is full today.
Guys, I hate to bring this up.
What is it this time?
Is it the Super Bowl thing again?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So,
Tell us again what happened to the Super Bowl.
So, in the NFC playoffs, the Eagles just manhandled the 49ers. Like, just tossed them around like rag dolls.
Oh,
Wasn't
that's
it, you know,
right.
I'm just, you know, the 49ers didn't really have a quarterback. I just want
I
to throw that
know
out.
you're a 49ers fan.
They were
I
using,
feel
like-
bad saying this.
They were
but
using like the water boy as their
Yeah.
Yeah.
as their like guy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
So what happened? What does
they,
this have to
they
do with me?
embarrassed the best team in football.
Wow.
Basically.
I wouldn't
Wow.
disagree. I wouldn't disagree that it was super embarrassing.
So I watched that and I'm like, it's all in. I'm putting my life savings on the Eagles. If there's a sure bet in this world,
Didn't
it
they
is
win?
that the Eagles will win the Super Bowl.
And they did, didn't they?
No.
They lost the Super Bowl
Where were you?
because of that bullshit referee call.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
It's a tender subject still.
I know, sorry. I keep thinking that the Super Bowl has nothing to do with my life right now, but then I see your face.
So I'm on Craigslist just trying to find a way to recoup my life savings.
Have you
'Cause
tried Fiverr?
I got bills to pay. Fuck Fiverr.
Oh, okay.
For real, fuck Fiverr.
Whoa.
Fuck those
I
guys.
didn't realize Backpage on the Craigslist was any better.
So I found a gig, and I need some time off later tonight.
Oh wow. Is this a rapping gig?
No, that didn't work out.
Oh.
I got kicked out of the rapping napping grannies.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Were you not able to nap?
I don't want to get into it.
All right.
It's a long story.
I'm sensing a pattern here, Johnny. Do we need to put
Well,
you into rehab?
The good news is you got a new gig.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I got a lot of work tonight that I need to get done. Is anybody else other than the this is really embarrassing, and I'm super nervous
No,
right
you're
now.
good. You're not even Murray, so you're fine.
Could
Okay.
ya?
So I got a job directing and narrating a porno.
I'm sorry, did you say a porno?
Well, 5 pornos technically.
5 pornos.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys have heard of Cocaine Bear, right?
Of course.
So, you got strike while the iron's hot, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I'm directing Grizzly Woman 2, the final chapter.
Awesome.
Grizzly Woman 3, The Revenge. Fentanyl Bear.
Fentanyl Bear.
And Fentanyl Bear versus Grizzly Woman.
Fentanyl Bear versus Grizzly Woman.
Are there drugs involved in any of these?
I won't get into
Oh, okay. All right, no problem.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, no plot points. Got it.
I got to shoot all 5 movies tonight.
Wow.
Because we got to get those costumes back.
Wait,
Alright.
did you want to film in the store?
And the scripts and the scenes are already written, already booked, but we gotta have time to sew up those holes also in the costumes.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay. I
wow.
don't want to know.
Is this a
anything
furry
about-
thing?
Okay.
So, wait. So you're just writing and directing. Are you starring in these?
I didn't write them.
You didn't write them. You're just
Voicing
directing
them
them.
over.
The director and the narrator crapped out. They flaked out. So I'm a late hire.
Gotcha.
But we gotta do them all tonight to get the costumes back.
I mean, I guess if you got to
Does-
do it, man.
The margins are razor thin.
Yeah, I don't care. Just do what you got to do. I don't want to hear any more about a bear or a woman or holes in furry suits.
Wait, so you in the credits, are you going to be Johnny Janitor or what? What's your
Oh, you don't use your real name.
So it's
Oh,
Johnny
in porn.
Q Janitor.
No.
so
But I mean, that's not your name.
I mean,
Johnny Q?
do you have an alias?
It's Wiener Herzog.
That's awfully close to the actual thing.
I look into the eyes of Fentanyl Bear, and all I see is rage.
I thought fentanyl was supposed to like make you fall asleep.
Not now. Now it makes you raging hard on bear.
I didn't write these.
Okay, you're just reading the copy.
That's good though. I think you're onto something.
So
cool.
You guys are doing me a solid. Thank you
Yeah.
so
No
much.
problem.
Always.
I
No.
was so stressed.
Who
about
else are we
this.
going to get to clean up the puke and the transom in the bathroom? I mean, really. I guess we should just be lucky to have you.
Hello. How you doing?
Welcome to the last video store on the left.
Thank you very much. What is that smell? I am looking for entertainment for my evening.
Just in general?
Well, I mean, let's say that I'd prefer it not include bears, but that's beside the point. Movies.
There's lots of movies without bears.
This is
so
true.
we don't even have to go down that road.
That's my
Trust
hope.
me.
But I'm open to recommendations because my mind is a blank wasteland.
Wasteland, you say?
Oh yes.
Interesting.
So you're up for the suggestion of pretty much anything.
I'm highly suggestible.
Highly suggestible.
Well, we've got a video that's been just sitting on the shelf for a long time, waiting for somebody to take it out. We're gonna go with the 1985 Hidden Gem,
Hidden Gem,
My Science Project.
My Science Project. Have you ever seen this movie?
I'm guessing not many people have, and I am among them.
Okay. Have you? So you've not heard of this movie either?
No, can't say that I am familiar. I mean,
Okay.
I could, but it wouldn't be true.
It's true. That is true. So I think that you're really gonna like this. What's your name, by the way?
I don't answer questions. No, I'm kidding.
No, you don't have to tell us. You can say you can remain anonymous. That's totally fine.
I am the Princess Incognita.
Oh, I like that.
I do too. That's
Like
great. That is great.
Well, this is interesting since you said your mind is a wasteland. I mean, what better film than My Science Project, which is a wasteland on several levels.
Teenage wasteland.
It is a teenage wasteland.
They're all
Sure
wasted.
is.
When we all broke into song.
So this movie has a lot of familiar faces in it, even though not many people have seen it. It has Dennis Hopper looking remarkably like a young Owen Wilson. Young Dennis Hopper in 1985.
Oh, wow.
Do go on.
Yeah.
Doing his most...
Dennis Hopper ever?
Most Dennis Hopper.
He is the most Hopperist.
He is hopping along as Hopper.
He's Dennis Hopper being channeled through Owen Wilson is what it looks like, though. I couldn't get over he looks... Look, Owen Wilson needs to play Dennis Hopper in a biopic of his life. Okay? It was cuckoo bananas.
I'm sad that I'd pay to see that.
You
Yeah,
call
me
it
too.
biopic?
Why would you say biopic?
I always say biopic.
Why?
It just seems like biopic.
But it's a
biography.
Biopic.
Biography.
Fair enough.
Wow. Tomato. So
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper basically did Nick Cage before Nick Cage, in my opinion, in this movie.
Interesting. I can see that.
And this is something to be proud of.
I just think it's a nice time capsule piece that you can watch and learn. And maybe Nick Cage got all of his Nick Caginess from Dennis Hopper. It's possible.
Yeah.
Had to come from somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere.
I've had other theories, but this is workable.
Would they involve drugs?
I mean, mostly and childhood abuse, but
Yeah, okay. I
It
see
happens. You know.
Being
But-
a Coppola's tough.
that. Yeah, being a Coppola stuff.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of character actors in this movie that you're going to remember. You got Barry Corbin, who was basically in everything. He was in War Games. He was a general in War Games. He was in Career
Christine? Is
Opportunities.
this the guy from Christine?
No, Barry Corbin's just I think he was on Northern
Northern
Exposure
Exposure,
for a
yeah.
long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's the
You would
dad.
definitely
He's
recognize
the dad,
him.
Yeah,
right?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a character actor. He has like 222 credits or something. He's been in everything.
working man.
Working.
Name 'em all.
What's that?
Name 'em all.
I can't right now.
Okay.
Fisher Stevens is in it. Fisher Stevens doing his most offensive not his most offensive.
Not his most, but close.
Yeah.
He's like Mike TV cranked up to 11.
Yeah. Yeah,
All-
exactly.
All grown up.
Yes.
Fisher Stevens. Do you know who that actor is? Fisher Stevens. He was the
I know this name.
He's a
You
white
do.
American, but he played a
He was
Indian man.
played the plague in Hackers.
I know exactly who this is. He was in Short Circuit.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was offensive,
Yes.
but funny.
Yes. So this is his
So this
second
is
most
his-
offensive
yeah.
film.
Where he plays, I would say, an Italian New York American.
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn. But he's like threatens to throttle and beat up women and or anyone else.
I mean, at his most misogynistic, is most abusive toward anybody like that he deems less than him.
If they didn't make him do it, he wouldn't have to threaten.
I'm not sure. Does this mean he has range? Question mark.
he can play.
I say this.
He can play brown people, even though he's
He,
not brown.
I'm just gonna
effectively.
say, he went for it. Let's just say he went for it. And I guess as in the 80s, that passed. That was passable, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But he went all the way in.
Yeah. Exactly.
But in a memorable way, though, right?
But was
Yeah,
it a good
I think
memorable
so.
way? He wasn't that good.
We thought he was memorable when Short Circuit came out, and then you fast forward 10 years, and we're like, oh my god.
And then they let him take the lead in Short Circuit 2.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The Rise of Taj.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's a different movie.
Oh my god, that's so
No.
funny.
You can't tell me that the scene at the end where he tries to use defibrillator pads on Johnny 5 isn't burned into your memory.
Now,
Oh, it's not in mine.
I-
but I'll
I
have to
do not-
rewatch this now.
I do not remember Short Circuit Part 2.
I don't, but I bet when I watch
Makes
it,
me
I
sad.
will.
That makes me
The movie or the fact that I haven't seen it?
sad. I'm both.
Does DeBarge sing in that one too? Because if they do, I'm down.
Can I just tell you that song is in my phone
Is
as of a week ago?
Is that
Is
word
it?
up?
It really
Huh?
is.
Is that word up?
No, it's
DeBarge?
who's Johnny? She
Oh,
said.
okay, yeah.
And
Smiles in that special way.
Who's Johnny? She said.
You
And
know
it-
I.
it-
And we're getting sued now.
Yeah. Okay.
DeBarge needs that DeBarge money.
So, the premise premise of this movie is sometime in the 50s, an alien spaceship landed on Earth, and the U.S. government decided to dispose of it.
In the most ham-handed and unbelievable way possible.
I mean, why bother studying it? Just get rid of that shit.
Make it go away, General. Like, honestly, like, talk about, like, no patience for anything whatsoever. They roused this general or head of science division out of his sleep.
He was the president.
Was it supposed to be the president?
He was supposed to be there. He was.
Oh,
he
my
was,
God.
Truman, wasn't it?
Somebody, and he was like in
He
a
didn't
golf
look like-
outfit. Like they got him off the golf course.
He did not look like a president. He looked like some
might have
sleepy elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rousted him out of bed, out of the tree.
He was in the castle.
He was making cookies.
Like the okay, is that the Keebler style one?
He was busy making elf cookies.
Yeah, like the cookies.
And then they walk him in,
Punch stripes.
and they used a lot of matte painting. So kids, if you don't know what matte paintings are, you know, the kids that walk past our store, you know, they didn't have special effects, so they'd have to paint on glass to make something look like it was there, like a castle in the background or
a spaceship.
a spaceship in the foreground. Really terrible.
A spaceship in the foreground with a scientist at a desk, and
In case he had to write a report on the ship above him, like, it's just the most random weird shit.
yeah. So we're getting bogged down.
Yeah, we're
I
getting bogged down.
apologize.
It's okay. Anyway, this president apparently comes and he's just like, "What are we gonna do with this thing, Mr. President?" And he's like, "Oh, get rid of it.
So
Make it disappear."
Believable.
Jump to 1985, high school, of course, always a high school, where there's always
In the middle of a wasteland.
in the middle of a wasteland, right outside.
Like my mind.
That's right. Right outside Area 51,
This is why
probably.
we thought this is why this movie would be great. So apparently they're outside of this army base, military installation. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Who knows? It's
And
not. It's unclear.
It's unclear.
Unclear.
At the high school, there's still shop class. There's dudes in Jeeps drinking beers while waiting to leave campus
Oh my
in the
God.
afternoon.
The 80s were so cool.
So cool.
So
There's a-
cool, but I'm gonna say they took a little creative license. I mean, I don't remember kids and just
They had
flat out.
majors. They had majors in high school.
Yeah.
They the yearbook interviewed you with a microphone about what you're gonna do with your life.
Because everyone cares so much.
So, and all of the high school girls looked 37 years old.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so vivid.
Yeah, exactly.
The picture you paint.
Did they have the Aquanet hair?
She had it up halfway.
A little.
A little. It wasn't as big as
It was
got by
starting to
1990.
get there. Yeah,
Okay.
by like 88, 89, it would be
Okay.
full on moose rake.
Right,
You know?
it was still like mid 80s, just the like the waterfall. It didn't have
Got
the
ya.
like cloud and the waterfall.
Yeah, right.
So, but she had on like adult clothes and like adult makeup and jewelry. Like she just looked like a grown up.
Who's she?
Oh, his.
One of the girls.
Okay, wait. Anyway,
Oh boy.
main character, Grease Monkey, shop guy. He's gonna auto shop major himself. Nerds, nerd girl, nerd boy. Why nerds in the 80s all gotta go?
Oh yeah, the nerds went for it too.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why nerds in the 80s all sounded like that. It's
Yeah.
very strange.
Again, the director was just like, just do nerd things. just do New Yorker things.
You've seen Porky's, right? You've seen Animal House. Do that.
Unless it was John Hughes, in which case the nerds were all subtly sophisticated in odd ways.
Which
But-
I believe a little more, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I believe a
We
sort
were-
of sophisticated nerd more than like a nerd, right? Like I've met like, not the Michael P. Keatons with like their bow ties and briefcases, but sort of, like almost. So,
So
you
the
got-
star of this vehicle is John Stockwell. John Stockwell, as many movie hounds know, is Cougar from Top Gun. In case you're a Top Gun person.
Okay.
But he's
Wasn't
been
he
in the.
in Christine.
That's
He
the guy
was
who
in. He was in
Yeah.
Christine. They have a nice little joke.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be a huge star.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. That's why he got the lead in this movie.
They make a Christine joke in it, though. They talk about killer cars. And
So the offensive Italian New Yorker says, "Hey, I saw this movie the other night. It was with this crazy car that, what did he say? Like offs all of the friends. It didn't say offs.
Off's like the nerdy kid or something, or the good-looking guy. I can't remember
Gassed
what
out, flamed out. He flamed out all these guys, all these, and the main character who was in Christine's like, oh, I didn't see it. It was funny.
it was. But that's a really
That's
cool
the highlight of the film.
No, it's funny. It's a good film to watch because it makes you appreciate all of those really crazy things that they put in 80s movies that might have seemed plausible in the 80s because they didn't have the internet. But now that we have the internet, we know how things actually
We just
work.
didn't know a lot of things about a lot of things, and that things could pass because you're like, oh, I think that's how the military acts. Oh, of course.
I thought Flight of the Navigator was plausible. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is
got a
perfect.
there's a low bar to clear.
Yeah.
Flight of the
So-
Navigator is like Citizen Kane compared to this movie. It's just,
So they're in high school. The science teacher is Dennis Hopper. He's he's screaming about the pigs.
yeah. Again, he's Nick Caging it.
Yeah, he's left over from the 60s, anti-war, anti-government.
Oh my God.
Sort of.
So that's kind of a nod to Easy Rider then.
He was wearing the Easy Rider
Very.
outfit at the end when he comes back.
The very outfit.
The very outfit.
Wow.
So I'm thinking.
We're starting to spoil early. Let's.
Well, anyway, I'm
yeah.
thinking he's like real hopped up on Hopper, right? But apparently he'd just gotten out of rehab when he did this movie.
Like in real life, like Dennis Hopper, the actor, actually got out of rehab in real life, and you can tell he's high as fuck.
I was gonna say like that's the best time to do junk. They've
Yeah.
cleaned you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's
he
gonna be a
got
cheaper.
That's right.
real high.
You're gonna be a cheaper date.
He was super high.
And then as the class clears out of his weirdo shop class or whatever it was,
class.
science.
He's asking for their science project, hence my science project.
Right. Yeah, guys.
So he hassles the Grease Monkey kid, Mike. His name's Mike. Mike what?
Aren't they
Mike
all?
TV.
Mike Sherman.
There you go.
Mike something.
'Cause we
Michael
all had science
Harlan.
class in high school, didn't we?
So, where's your science project? He's like, I don't know anything about science. All I know stuff about is cars.
I just know cars, man. I'm
And
I'm
TV
car-
shows.
Yeah. Did he say TV shows?
He mentions TV shows so much.
He does?
He like brings up Mannix.
Oh wow.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, Mannix had a car.
Yeah.
There
Okay,
you go.
He talks about TV shows with cars in them.
Fair enough.
Starsky and Hutch, probably.
So
It's like that scene in Guns in 60 Seconds.
so good. So he says, okay, now he's got to find a science project. Hopper screams at him about it, and then he goes to leave school.
And the class leaves, and Hopper pulls out like a little propane tank and starts sucking on it, just to have more Nick Cage-ness in the scene. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
It
Is
was
he-
oxygen. It was a little oxygen
Yeah,
tank,
but
but he has like a rubber
is this
hose.
his like? Is this his like prelude to like
David
Blue
Lynch,
Velvet?
yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Oh,
And he
that's
says, don't call me Mr. Roberts, call me Bob.
Yeah, Bob Roberts. He's playing Robert Roberts again. It's like this weirdo.
He goes, the pigs are looking for Mr. Roberts.
Yeah, there's a lot of offensive things in this film, by the way.
It's a certain kind of cinematic poetry.
Yeah, he definitely is a high point in this movie whenever he's on screen.
Well, for a good reason,
Yeah,
right.
that's why he's Dennis Hopper.
I guess so.
Um,
So he leaves, and the
then
yearbook
all of
nerd.
the high school tropes start kicking in.
Oh man.
So
Like
yeah,
a
the
bad
nerds
trip.
come after him.
Bring on the clicks.
Yeah, the nerds come after him for his yearbook stuff, but the girl nerd has a crush on him, and she's just trying to flirt with him. And boy nerd gets mad because boy nerd has a crush on her. So now they're trying to leave school, and girl nerd takes her distributor cap off her car and can't get out of school, but she's blocking up the whole exit, and all the kids drinking beer, or honking at her and throwing beer cans, and the grease monkey gets out and goes, I can help you, because he acts dumb. He acts like an idiot, and
he
he's
does.
not dumb.
He acts slow.
He acts like a dummy. Not slow,
But
acts
he,
like a
but he
moron.
figured it out. He knew she was just fucking with him because
So she was
she's.
trying to get a date with him. That was her whole thing, is that she wanted him to take her out so that she could get street cred with somebody. I don't remember.
Oh no, he just got broken up with by his hot girlfriend, and she was like making out with some other person in the car, and I think he did it to get. But that disappears after that scene. That basically just disappears. That whole
Oh,
moment.
that's right, because the girlfriend breaks up with him in front of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
the
like-
37-year-old.
Just like Young Love.
Yeah.
It's fleeting.
Yeah.
Much like that subplot, apparently.
Yeah,
Fleeting.
very fleeting.
So,
So
he agrees to take her out if she agrees to do his science project or something.
help
What
him
is
with
she-
his science project
Something.
again, fleeting, and then
They just gotta
This
get
is sounding very "You Can't Buy Me Love."
sort of. They dip their
Precursor.
toe in it.
Yeah.
They dip
Yeah.
their toe in it. But then the next thing you know, he takes her on a date too.
Well, they don't even know it's a date. We just find ourselves
She
as
says, pick me up at 8. And he goes,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll pick you up at 8.
and we just find ourselves in the middle of the desert in a vast wasteland with a broken down fence and at a military disposal area.
It says military disposal site.
As it would.
Yeah.
It's perfect for you. This is perfect for you.
And the fence is all janky, so.
But
they just,
obviously,
shove it aside
you
and get
can.
in.
It's an opening for you to walk right in.
It's not, electrified or.
It's got old stuff.
It's old stuff.
They're worried about it.
So they end up in what's obviously a military helicopter and or aircraft graveyard. And she's yelling, what are we doing out here? Why'd you drag me out here? Why am I out here? And he's like, just come on. And she's like, why are we in a junkyard? First of all, you live outside of a military disposal site. Wouldn't you know, growing up as a kid, that you were growing up next to this thing?
She's busy playing with Barbies.
Playing Barbies with Betty Finn.
So this is the same airplane graveyard, now that you brought that up, that Ronnie and Cindy went on a date on in Can't Buy Me Love.
That's hilarious.
So you're a genius.
I was just saying, I'm seeing fractal connections now. This is the Matrix.
Yeah, really
and
princess.
this is the same graveyard that was filmed for Berlin's "Take My Breath Away" video.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For Top Gun.
Mother of
For
God.
Top Gun,
Oh my
which
God.
Cougar was
it?
in.
God, this is like a Mobius strip.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
coming
really
all
is.
around, man.
So,
Doesn't
So-
he fall or something?
yes.
Oh
he
yeah,
falls in a hole.
he's literally walking through the thing,
It's so
Like you
stupid.
do.
Yeah, it's real hard.
and he literally just falls through the desert floor
Yeah.
into a room.
Yeah.
And it's obviously where they've buried this, because, get rid of UFO means fucking bury it.
Yeah, let's bury it in the
Let's
desert.
just
but
bury
let's
it.
leave an escape hatch, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
If they ever want to get it back out.
I guess.
Yeah. So.
But
he
it's not
falls
even- it's-
in,
it's
he wanders around the room. He has a flashlight. He finds one of those science museum balls
From
with the
Spencer's
electric,
Gifts.
the Tesla,
Oh, I know.
the
Yes.
Tesla electric,
Yeah.
whatever they are.
To be fair, though, those weren't in Spencer's Gifts.
They were not.
That looked cool as fuck.
It did look cool in
They
the
had
80s.
them only at the
Absolutely.
science museum. You'd go to the science museum, your
Yeah.
hair would stand up.
These
and
were
you
not
like,
available.
Oh my god!
These were not available at JCPenney for people. These were like, you did not know what this was.
But he was going to use it
Well, let's
for
talk- let's-
my science project.
But let's talk about all the red flags that happened before he pulled this thing out. There was like radiation signs all over the place. He's in a he's in a military disposal
It looks
graveyard.
like a fallout shelter.
Yeah.
And then there's this box that says, "Do not open without blah 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 supervision, without
Yeah.
proper supervision or something." And what's he do? He opens a container.
Of course.
Do not
Because
taunt
And
Happy Fun
it's
Ball.
like pulsating. It's pulsating with like pink light.
yeah,
He's like, "Huh,
it's
what's
been
in
buried
here?"
for like 50 years, but it's pulsating for green pink light. Yeah, I'll pull this out.
They've established he's a dum dum.
Hey, we sure did, didn't we?
So he pulls this thing out, and like, now the security guard, the
Oh my
one
God, wait,
security
he gets
guard,
down in the hole, and there's a snake and a Gila
Oh my
monster.
God.
Like, there's so many animals. In
it
this
turns into
desert.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I
all
was,
of a
I was
sudden.
literally about to say, and did he run into Indiana Jones and Shorten Round?
That's what I asked when the snake was there. I'm like, so when did Temple of Doom come out? Like, because this
Yeah.
is like fall in a hole and now there's snakes. Okay.
So the funny part about this whole scene, it's hilarious.
Wait,
It's
and
like,
there was hyena noises.
Oh,
When she
yeah.
killed me. It wasn't even a coyote. It
yeah,
was
there's
like,
coyotes running around,
it
but
was like-
it's a hyena from Lion King or some
Yeah,
shit.
it sounds like barking dogs, like hyenas.
It's awesome.
Any jungle show you watch, it's crazy.
So
Crazy.
he's walking
African savannah.
he's walking around this underground Millennium Falcon, whatever it is, and as he's walking around, he keeps looking up, and she's still looking down at him in the same hole. So obviously the hole's moving to wherever he is.
So funny.
It's because he literally walks probably like 50 feet through junk, and he looks up, and she's right there with the flashlight. Hey, what's going on?
So it sucks the flashlight energy,
Yeah, this is
and then he goes, "Give me the flashlight." So she throws it down the magic hole.
Sucks hers.
Sucks hers. But my question is, if we're all electricity,
Why doesn't
did
it kill
suck
him?
Anyway, I'm asking dumb
okay.
questions.
Are
Sorry.
these cinema sins? All of these things?
Huh?
Are these cinema sins?
Cinema sense?
CinemaSins,
It's a YouTube show.
as opposed to Cinema Wins.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I only watch Miranda Sings. So.
Okay. Relatable.
Shout out to CinemaSins.
The 80s, this 80s suspension of disbelief, for real. It was a lot.
Yeah, taking a walk on this one.
I think we left that behind a long time ago, and yet I'm intrigued.
So I don't.
Somehow gets out of the hole.
Yeah, how the fuck did I don't even know how he gets
she
out.
found a rope. It's
Yeah.
desert.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they get out, and now finally the security guard and his dog are coming for them. And they outrun them because it's like, typical cartoon security guard and his dog, incapable. And
The same guy from Mannequin.
yeah, exactly. Different dog, but same guy. No, I'm just kidding. And they run out the fence and they magically get back in the car and they're on their way back to town. And then dun dun dun, his car stops on the road.
Can we talk about his car for a second?
Oh
It's
yeah,
a pretty sweet ride.
This is a
GTO?
badass car.
Yeah.
It's like Mad Max and then this dude's car.
Yeah.
As far as like coolest movie.
calls
And
it a
this-
goat
and
'cause
this
it's a
guy's-
GTO. Is that what it? Why is it
I-
called
I'm
a
not a
goat?
car guy.
Oh.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, I know. What
No, I
goat
think that was
means, but I think it had
before
more
that.
to do with like the
It
like,
looks like
car.
a GTO, but it's a
Yeah.
sick car. And like this kid's in high school. Remember, he's in high school. What the fuck? How?
What are those things called at the front?
Spoilers?
No,
It's
the
on the back.
It's like an engine.
It's like a Fast and Furious thing.
yeah.
We aren't car people.
We're not car people. Overhead cams
In case
Overhead
that wasn't
cams?
I don't know.
abundantly obvious.
It sounds like it could be.
and air intake.
Well, yeah, it's like
Thing.
what Mad Max has.
Yeah.
You know, when he flips the switch and then they speed up the film 3 times.
They didn't have nitrous.
I am
Mad
aware
Max.
of wheels and doors, engines.
Right. Anyway, his beautiful fast car conks out because this thing sucks the energy out of it. And I forgot they're faced with this. Let's walk back to town. No, I can't walk back to town. I can't let people see that I'm walking. They'll make fun of me for my car not working and I can't fix it.
Yeah, like he was afraid his
Yeah, there's some-
reputation.
My one-dimensional identity is in
Yeah,
danger.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they flagged down a semi,
And the semi's like, "You fucking idiot!" No, I'm just- that would have been funny.
then he radios Fisher Stevens, who's making out with some girl in his car.
Making out with basically a really bad Cyndi Lauper impersonator.
Yeah. And the CB radio comes over. So he gets on the CB, which is a handheld like walkie-talkie, kids.
And
that-
his car is
Not
nice
really sure
too, but it's
walkie-talkie
like
helps.
No.
Oh yeah, okay.
But his
Never
car's
mind.
also nice, but it's a really pimpy. It's like there's like
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
got little
carpet and
hangers.
yeah,
Lights
little
hanging in
fuzzy
it.
balls around it and lights and
Hawaiian grass skirt lady on the dashboard.
And they're moving to the grooving.
because when you're in Brooklyn, this is the kind of car you fucking have. Hey,
And so the whole joke is that he stops making out with the chick to go save his buddy. So he goes and saves his buddy on the side of the
Bros
road.
before hoes.
They just didn't realize that then. They didn't have a name
right.
for it yet.
I mean, he could have been nicer to his lady friends, but whatever.
He
I'm
was
sure.
misogynistic. Don't make me joke you.
She understood.
Yeah, she did.
After a couple beats, after a couple of these, she understood.
He made her understand.
Yeah, exactly. They save him. He brings him back. Let's look at the toy. They call it Gizmo. They keep calling it the Gizmo. The Gizmo. Let's look
Yeah.
at the Gizmo in shop class.
What shocks me about this is no one looks at this thing and thinks, "What the fuck? We're gonna kill ourselves!" And the whole I mean, this thing is like
Don't touch it! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
I have generalized rules about things that pulsate. I gotta tell you, and that's especially if they, are suddenly produced in conversation.
Oh, hello, everybody. How are you?
Mildred, so
Hi.
good to see you.
Hello, doll. How are you doing?
Oh, it's great as always.
Oh, that's nice. It's so cozy in here today. It smells like the 60s in here. It's so weird.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember the 60s, but I can only imagine it.
Oh, it smelled just like this.
But
You're in them.
A little less weed, though, right?
Oh, well, there's weed everywhere. Let me tell you something. I worked at a head shop for a while.
Oh, wow.
That was interesting.
Like
That was-
shrunken heads?
No, that's crazy. No, with the people with the marijuanas.
Oh, right, the marijuana.
They came in, they're just looking for places to smoke the marijuanas and take
Did
the
you call
tops
it-
off
did
and
you
have
call it-
sex.
Did you call it the devil's lettuce?
I did. We call it the devil's spinach.
Okay.
And it was,
I think I saw that Popeye poster, the blacklight one.
oh, those guys are creative when they get on that stuff, the wacky tobacco.
Prefer the devil's kale. It's a superfood.
Oh, I love kale, but you got to cook it with some garlic or something.
Yeah, it's not so great when it's raw.
No. Well, I'm going to go back and look around. You know, my grandsons are into the new crazy games with the biohazards and the aliens and crazy stuff.
Yeah, every day I feel like there's another alien game out for sure.
Yeah, you know, I don't understand it, but, you know, I just got to keep up with the youngsters.
Well, you're doing a real good job, Mildred. Let us know if you have any questions.
Okay, doll.
Anyway, princess. Yes. So the gizmo, he starts cleaning the gizmo in the school auto body shop. Things start going bish, bish, and coming out the sides, and he's like, "Whoa, what am I gonna do about that?" And as they're standing there, it sends electrical sparks out and makes the lights go a little dim, and then it materializes a Greek
Vase.
Oh
yeah, the Greek vase. It materializes a Greek vase.
An amphora.
Yeah, it was exactly an amphora. And
I'm impressed.
Wow.
they hook it up to a car battery. That's what happens. They hook it up to a car battery, and that's when it creates this amphora.
Because that's what you would do, isn't it?
Well, here's what kills me. They hook this fucking thing up to a car battery, and that's the only way that it can generate get the electrical charge it needs to do this thing. Like, there's electricity everywhere. They're in a shop class, but it can't operate unless they literally grab a couple of jumper cables and try to find a spot to
Hook it up.
I don't think it's
started the alien pulsating sphere.
It doesn't. Last time I checked, it doesn't have a negative and a positive. But I mean, what do I know?
Right, like there wasn't like a red and black. Like put the red one on this one.
They just put it on it.
So they unhook it, and they run for it.
Because new classes are coming in, and they can't let the new kids see what they got. So they literally stash it in a compartment with their name on it and put a carpet over it. But there's now a futuristic battle axe stuck in the ceiling. And there's
didn't see that.
And then there's an ancient. They didn't see that, but there's an ancient amphora and a battle axe. What the fuck's going on?
So they take off to do something at this point.
Who knows? Teenager
know.
stuff.
High school shit.
Yeah. So but then, this is when. Is this when the nerd? So the nerd hires the jocks that were drinking beer to wreck the main guy's car.
Car's having a hard time.
Yeah, put a bunch of crap on the car. So the nerd hires them, and they're like, "Well, how are you gonna pay us back?" And the nerd's like, "Well, what do you want?" And one of the guys goes, "A videotape." And then another guy wants to get paid in
Something.
homework.
Blank one? Are we talking beta or VHS?
Yeah.
And
No one knows what that means.
No, I don't even understand. What, a videotape of pornography?
I think
Blank
that
tapes were like $25.
they were a lot.
So I just
This is
thought that was
expensive.
really
It was like John Hughes. We're going back to John Hughes, like 16 Candles. He's like, I'll bet you floppy disks. And they were expensive.
That's so funny. So that's ridiculous. So they're running around doing something. Oh, his dad's getting married to.
Oh, yeah. So, by the way,
What's
Barry
that?
Corbin, his dad, has a new wife, which is another subplot that just kind of takes off in its own weird direction, and you never really remember it.
And there's only one scene of his bedroom where he has to sneak out of his
Oh,
bedroom,
yeah.
and there's a dog.
He just has a fucking dog all of a sudden.
Yeah,
It
there's
was-
just a dog in his bedroom.
It was to give him texture that he's got like a broken home.
There's more than one.
So he's a
dimension. More
neglective
than one
parent, is what you're saying, because the dog's just in his room
put-
with the door
he
shut,
put
watching
on-
Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, he put on Rin Tin Tin like that was gonna help the dog.
Dog's
But I mean,
just
at least
sitting
he was
there.
thinking about him, I guess.
No, he wasn't. He just came home to grab his jacket and his cool shit and left.
So he leaves. They go back out and they say, "Let's show the gizmo to the science teacher."
Right.
So
So
they
Hopper,
yes.
the guy you want looking at your science
Oh,
project.
and there's
This sounds like it's just a fruitful idea.
and now there's some cops and government people after them. And he takes the gizmo in to Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper plugs it into a battery, starts
yeah.
getting weird,
Yeah.
and then the battery melts, and so Dennis Hopper decides to plug it into the AC/DC outlets and decides to juice it up. And so now the thing is creating a time warp.
And Hopper loves it because he loves the energy, and it's so cool, man. And he's from the 60s. Woo!
So they put in all of these special effects, swirling blue lights.
It's like Ghostbusters. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and isn't he
Yeah.
swirling along with it?
Is he literally doing the time
Yeah.
warp in the time warp?
Yes.
Pretty close to it.
Pretty close. And all I could think was, they're just letting Hopper go to town. And they
Who's
had-
going to tell him to stop?
Right.
Let Hopper be Hopper.
Yeah, and then they're gonna put those blue swirls in later. Wherever Hopper's arms are gonna go,
Yeah,
just
we're
gonna
doing
put
it.
some blue swirlies on them.
I will say this. Look, for 1985, it might not
pretty
look
cool.
it to somebody that's not like, but the effects were good. They were not. I mean, they're not great. They're not Ghostbusters level, but they're pretty good.
So Hopper gets sucked into the ether, into the swirling blue light, and now a big butthole has opened up over the school.
Devil's anus.
Yes, exactly.
Devil's anus.
That's a very good word for it. A la, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Close Encounters of the Second Kind. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. That's second base, right?
And so swirling over the school.
So Hopper just disappears, and like someone comes in, and did the cops come in at that point? I think.
They're looking for him, and they can't.
But Hopper's
find
gone.
him. So they get the nerd kid to help them now.
So don't they steal shit, and that's why they're looking for Hopper? They steal shit from the auto shop or something, and they drop Hopper's peace necklace.
Oh yeah, he had a big gaudy peace symbol
from
necklace.
the 60s.
Because they went and got a bunch of explosives and gas canisters from someone's store somewhere in the school. I don't know, somewhere. They went and got a bunch of...
It's like that mall from Chopping Mall.
Yeah, got a bunch
It
of
has
explosives.
everything.
Apparently in the 80s, all these places
All
carried,
general
like,
store had everything.
Yeah, ammo and stuff. In case you need a little thing of dynamite. So they get a bunch of dynamite because now they've decided with the nerds' help, because now it's in the electrical system. They're going to have to follow the electrical wires out into the desert
Oh my God.
to blow it up before it gets into
So they realize
electrical main sub.
Right. So they realize that the problem is it's sucking all this electricity. So what they have to do is they have to get rid of the source of the electricity.
Yeah.
So rather than, I don't know, unplug the fucking thing, they decide they're going to get in their car and beat the electrical current that it's using down the high tension wires all the way to the big massive substation or station of electrical.
But they don't go to a substation.
source.
They just decide to stop somewhere along one of these giant.
So that's
like,
what they do.
robot poles.
That's what they get at the hardware store. They get dynamite. They get a bunch of dynamite.
They're going to take down the grid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rather than unplug it, they're going to take down the
I
inside.
don't think they could unplug it. Like
Really?
it was
too
defending
much?
itself. It had kind of gained sentience.
Okay, I missed
Okay.
that.
And
I
it
was-
Had the
it was
girl
like shooting
disappeared into the
sparks.
tower at this point?
I have no idea.
No.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I was distracted by Hopper.
But
First
they,
attempt of Skynet.
Yeah.
they got in that sweet car of his.
And hauled ass, and he's got a supercharger, and it was like,
That's what it's called.
yeah,
So it
supercharger.
hadn't
Looked
been
on the
scuttled by the
No, he fixed
in
it.
auto
They
shop.
fixed it. Him and his New York buddy fixed it.
Yeah, and so they successfully somehow blow up.
No,
one of these-
it's a long scene. Look, they're literally his supercharged GTO or whatever beats electrical current eventually because he's so good at his car and fast.
The car's badass.
Yeah, but so they beat
It's
it.
electric. It's electricity.
But they beat it with the car, but still had time to get out and attach C4 and explosives.
Strap
That's how badass.
dynamite.
moving at the speed of the electric slide.
Yeah.
Yes, it really was.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's like they literally strapped all the legs of this big high tension wire with dynamite, and they're like guerrillas, like in Vietnam, like running like cable to the thing, and like, okay, here we go, and they push down on the plunger, and nothing happens, and then he's like, oh, let me hook it up to my car battery, because cars. And then he just hooks it up to his car battery, and then the thing explodes, and they still beat the electricity. Like 4 days later,
Yeah.
they still beat the electricity.
Yeah, it was really, really rough. But whatever, suspension of disbelief and all.
Yeah.
So somehow back at school, the thing has now started pulling, because, the nerd explains that it's some kind of a time warp, what did they call it?
Wormhole?
No.
Einstein-Rosen bridge. There's Einsteins
Time
involved in this.
space warp.
Ah.
Yeah, and a book and a brightly colored infographic. That's right. So they get out this book about time warps, and they open a page, and it's literally like a modern day infographic where it's like red, orange, green, blue, and like each like section had like what happens next in a time space warp. Like not a continuum. They didn't use any kind of big words. They literally just said time space warp.
And Tim Curry was nowhere to be seen.
No. Missed opportunity, man.
Oh my god. So the deal is it's pulling things from future, from past. It's mixing everything up. So now you can see the people and they can kind of see you. And it's like mixing up all the time just there in the school. So now you're starting to see like corporeal beings.
It's like Avengers Endgame at the very end when the warps open up and
Yeah.
all the heroes come through. Like you can
This
see
must be
where
a
they're
technical
coming.
term.
Right. But instead of like that, they're like more like translucent beings
At first.
At first, and then then there's like, and then it's like you're in like Universal Studios, where there's like you're walking through ET, and then all of a sudden the Back to the Future set's there, and then it's really interesting.
It's kind of dreamlike.
Yeah, very.
Like how dreams
Yeah, ethereal.
are weird.
Yeah,
I bet he wishes he hadn't used this as his science project.
I know.
Because
Did he learn a lesson or what?
Yeah, my science project.
No. Slacker.
So all of the different times start taking over the school. I don't know how they got, sectioned off. I don't know how they didn't all just end up in the same section.
Same place. No.
But there's a Vietnam, so they have to fight the Viet Cong.
Which the Viet Cong apparently have M16s instead of SKS or AK-47s. But what I'm just,
They took them from the dead soldiers that they killed.
dead Viet Cong soldiers.
Boy, this got dark.
Yeah,
It gets
exactly.
weird, man.
They kill a Neanderthal?
No, this guy, there's like a gladiator that's killing somebody, and it's like jarring. You're like, oh my God, he's stabbing this guy to
like
death.
Attila the Hun.
Yeah.
He was a Hun. And
And then they end up, and then of course the mechanic has no problem beating the shit out of this guy and killing him, and it's like, wait, what?
I know, like he's just like senior in high school, and he's just bludgeoning, murdering, killing.
Yeah, it's wild. And then
It
there's
wasn't even the 90s yet.
and then there's a T-Rex, because obviously that period, dinosaur
oh my God,
period.
That's right. There was a T-Rex. So they
Yeah.
get into the gym.
How
and it's-
Spielbergian.
Yeah,
Very.
and it becomes some kind of prehistoric.
Right.
And it's obviously a claymation, like
It's
stop motion.
Yeah, it's stop motion, but it's
pretty
actually
cool.
it's not bad. It's not terrible.
But they blow his guts up.
It's so sad.
It's
so
the worst.
fucked up.
They like incinerate his, and he's got like a burning hole in his belly.
And he
He's like,
doesn't die. He's not dead. The whole time he's still like writhing around, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is awful.
And they dig in his guts looking for something, because they thought he swallowed something.
I don't
The
know.
hell?
No,
Yeah,
weird.
it's so weird.
So weird. So, so the girl nerd, something happens and she gets sucked up into the tower at school, whatever the tower at school is. I don't know what
It's a
that's
video
called.
game.
Clock
Tower?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tower.
and so it does. It becomes a video game, and they have to get from level to level,
This
basically.
is the most video game movie probably ever, and I can't believe nobody's aped it yet.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
It's a good premise.
it's kind
You know,
of like the last of the Jumanji movies. It reminds me sort of that, where they end up in different like spots on the Jumanji board.
Yeah.
And they have to battle those things until
that's fun. Yeah.
the boss comes, and you have to finish the boss. Similar.
As chaotic as it is and frenetic as it seems, like, yeah. I mean, the premise is not bad. It's an interesting premise, and I feel like they kind of failed a little bit. Maybe
So
it could be a remake.
eventually They get her out of the school. I mean, they find her. She's all passed out. Is this before they take the electric out? This is before they take the electric out. Oh, okay. So yeah. So they're battling all these things, and the gizmo that they keep calling it keeps creating these things, these worlds. So when they kill the electric, it makes all that stuff go away.
Yep.
And then Hopper comes back in his Easy Rider outfit, like down to like the one-sided hat. The cops arrest him. Oh, the cops are waiting for the kid in his house when he gets home.
That's right.
Like they let the FBI agent like sit in the
Oh my
kid's room
God.
and smoke a cigarette in the dark, and the kid like sneaks back
Yeah.
in his window.
kind of a scary dude.
He no longer
Yeah.
has a dog.
Apparently not. Apparently the dog's cool with the FBI.
And the parents come in the room like they had just let the FBI guy like
Right.
go into their kid's bedroom.
Like, this
and
is
sit,
breaking
like,
and entering, dude. Like, what are you doing sitting smoking your cigar in my son's room, you freak? Like,
So
get the fuck
weird.
out of here. It's
So
so
weird.
bizarre. He like comes in his room to get something, and he's like, "Where you been, boy?" It's like, what the fuck? It's
So weird.
so bizarre.
So
Can we talk about Dennis Hopper coming back?
yeah,
Like that scene?
yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I feel like he was born to play that guy in everything he does.
And
like that,
everything.
because that was really good. Like, it was so much better than him at the beginning of the film.
Oh, and everything. They keep screaming about the cops. They're screaming out the cops constantly. And they're like whoever they like wrote it or directed it definitely hates the police. Hates the police. Like, they couldn't wait for Hopper to fucking go off about the pigs.
Maybe they couldn't get permits or something, and they were like,
I don't
fuck the
know.
police.
Or maybe Hopper hated the cops, and he's like, I'm putting in this shit about the pigs.
I'm sure that's all Hopper. I'm sure he ad-libbed most of his lines.
Screenplay by Ice-T.
So he like explained where he was this whole time, and it was like just all the 60s, went back to Woodstock, peace, love, all that, yada, yada, yada.
That's right. They weren't going to get him down.
He's like, where were you at? Woodstock. What's that? It's like, oh, boy.
Yeah. And then what happens with they take the gizmo back and throw it down the hole?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, easy peasy, done.
So they take
he got an A, though. He got an A.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Hopper told him
That's
he had an A.
important.
Before he got arrested, he got an
That's right. That's right. So they take it back out to the desert, throw it back in the hole, and as they're leaving down the same road that his car broke down before, the car breaks down again.
This time.
They look at each other like, oh no, like the gizmo's back. No, it isn't. He just ran out of gas.
Wah, wah.
You silly rabbit.
And now they walk back into town, and he's okay with walking back into town because I guess he's learned something.
Yeah, he can date the nerd.
I was going to say, character arc.
He's got the nerd, and it's that classic 80s. She's a nerd because she's wearing
Glasses.
and a sweater vest. She got on a
Yeah.
sweater vest and ugly glasses.
I'm
So-
pretty
If
sure.
she took those off and took down her ponytail, she would be the hottest
Yeah.
girl ever.
I'm pretty sure she was in a White Snake video.
Yeah, so, anyway, Princess, I think the wasteland that was around this town could substitute for the wasteland in your mind.
I see a marriage of concepts here. You've swayed me.
I love it. I love it. That's great. I hope you enjoy this video. Remember, be kind, rewind. It might inspire you to work on your own science project.
That could be monumentally dangerous for all of us. But I'll consider it.
Just like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're not trying to, create some kind of a wormhole, I think we're fine.
Time, space, warp.
Sorry.
The 80s weren't ready for like a Eisenstein Rosenbridge.
No. Their specifics were conveniently left out.
Yeah. So, anyway, have a great afternoon. Thanks for coming by. We really appreciate you.
And I appreciate you. Have a blessed evening.
Thank
Aw,
you.
Thanks. All right.
That was great. I mean, I really think that we have a convert on our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just mention that when I was in high school, the annual science project, everybody had to do it, even if you sucked at science like I did. And it just felt like putting off your taxes until April 15th every year. Like it was just way down on me. It's like, oh, I got to do this fucking thing
Yeah.
every year.
I was really pretty smart, so I could get away with like the least amount possible and
What'd you
still.
What'd you do? A volcano? Paper mache volcano?
I don't think I had that many to do. The only
We had
one
one
I
every year.
remember- Yeah, the only one I remember was from like elementary school, and I dehydrated fruit, and I was seeing which fruit dehydrated quickest.
Oh.
And when they dehydrated outside or in a dehydrator or in the oven.
I feel like that's basically every science project.
Yeah.
Just with different
Completely.
things.
Yeah, because you're growing something.
'Cause,
One has light,
I grew
one's in the
tomatoes
dark.
one time.
Yeah.
It was
See?
Yep.
inside, outside.
Yep.
It's all
We
a
never
bunch of
did a like
bullshit.
volcano or any of the like pouring things in things.
I
There's
had
never
crazy
none of
I had crazy anxiety about it. I felt like if
Yeah.
I didn't build a cyborg, I was going to fail.
that. I did one about lipstick in high school actually. I did one about which lipstick stayed on longest, and it was like I had like kissed the paper. Like
Scientific process.
it is because they all touted themselves.
Kiss
as
the
being,
paper
like,
or you
long
kissed your
wear.
teachers?
I think there's
Not
a movie in the
that
back.
guy.
Oh, wow.
It was actually I don't remember my science teachers. I wanted to do things that were dumb because I thought these projects were dumb. So I'm like, oh, okay, you're gonna ask me to do this. I'm gonna do something that I enjoy, and it's still gonna be dumb. Here's my lipstick. I don't
shoulda
remember
did
what
that.
the outcome was.
I should have done how many episodes of the Three Stooges can you watch before you get bored? That should have been my science
Yeah,
project.
but that seems really subjective.
Well,
It's like 10 minutes, maybe.
Whoa.
Exactly. I could not watch a single episode
Wow.
except for maybe the Niagara Falls one. Slowly
I
I
turned.
Step by step.
inch by inch. Oh, how's it? What comes next?
Oh, hey, everybody. How are you? I heard you talking about some weird stuff from the old days.
Three Stooges.
Oh, I love those fellas. They were
Yeah.
sweet. They're nice
They
guys.
really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. I didn't know them. They might have been wife-beating misogynists, but it was the 20s.
Well, I didn't know if I found anything today, but there's a couple things that I'm curious about. But anything you guys want to recommend?
Johnny knows that room better than anybody.
I would recommend Grizzly Woman 2, the final chapter, Grizzly Woman 3, The Revenge, Fentanyl Bear,
Oh, that's
and
Those aren't
Fentanyl
made
Bear.
yet.
these are new productions.
These are new. These are
Oh
new.
my God, that's wonderful. Well, I will wait and I will anticipate these. That's a wonderful idea.
They'll be out tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, wonderful. I don't have anything to do. My knitting class canceled.
That's great. We'll see you back tomorrow night.
All
then.
right, though. You guys have fun.
Bye, Mildred.
Bye bye.
All right, Johnny. Are you supposed to be gone now?
Yeah, I gotta go, guys.
I know,
I
apparently.
got 28 scenes to shoot.
Don't lock me in your bathroom
Oh,
again. I can't
Jesus
throw up.
Christ.
Sorry.
Let's go.
All right.
Come on, Mayor.
I'm leaving.
Be nice to him.
I'm sorry. I
I'm
just
under a
had
lot of stress right now.
I passed out a little bit.
It's okay, Mayor. Have a nice night.
Bye.
Now, will you get out of here, please,
Okay,
Johnny?
see ya. Bye.
All right.
What
Let's,
a day.